Thinking about taking a cruise, but you're not ready to spend thousands of dollars on your first trip. You're not alone. Lots of people want to try cruising to see if they even like it. And in this video, we're going to look at some ways that you could take a test cruise without breaking the bank. So why does a test cruise make sense? Well, cruising is a totally different sort of holiday. You don't have to worry about your hotel, your food for the most part. You don't have to worry about the transport between your different locations. That's all taken care of, and that's a good thing about cruising. But maybe, if you've never been on a large boat before, you'll get seasick. And if you do a test cruise, you could find that out much cheaper than if you did a 10-day cruise around the Caribbean. You might not like the cabins, usually on a cruise ship, unless you've got a lot of money, but I wouldn't advise that on a test cruise. You will have a much smaller cabin. It might have no view if you go for an inside cabin. And if you're used to resort hotels or inner city hotels where you're looking over the town or the beaches, then this might not suit you. A test cruise will help you figure that out. The food on board. If you go on a regular holiday, you can choose your restaurants. Now on the cruise ship, there's often a choice of restaurants unless you're on a very small boat, but you will be limited to the restaurants that are on the boat. Some of them may be to your taste, some of them may not be. A test cruise, you can at least get an idea of the type of food that you're going to encounter on a cruise ship. Motion. Unless you're very unlucky, if you're on a hotel on the land, it's not going to move. But a cruise ship, of course, will move. Even when it's in port, there will be a little bit of motion. Now, you might love this or you might hate it, but until you get on board, you just won't know. So before you drop $4,000 to $5,000 US on a cruise for a week, it might be worth taking a little bit of a shorter one or a cheaper one just to see if it suits you. Now, just before we get into some of the ideas for the different regions in the world of short cruises that you can search for, we do want to tell you there's a caveat, there's a catch with short cruising, is that it's not going to be exactly like a longer cruise. Sometimes we did this on a Royal Caribbean by accident. We got on a Friday and I think we got off on the Monday morning. It was over the weekend. And that turns out that a lot of people like to go for a booze cruise. We were actually doing it as a test cruise to see if we like cruising. We did. We didn't like the booze cruise aspect of it, which is people congering down the promenade with beers in their hands. It was fun, wasn't what we expected. Also, sometimes corporations can do corporate events on board, and that means there'll be a lot of people all in one group, which can be a little bit exclusive, or excluding to them and excluding to you. And that's fine, that's what happens. But just be aware of these things if you're taking a short cruise. Also, they might not have all the entertainment options that a longer cruise will have because they know they're only out for 3 days. So though you will get the cabin, you will get all the bars and the dining rooms, and you will get some entertainment. If you like it, then you can hopefully be assured that if you go on a longer boat, it will actually be better than your short trip because they put more effort into it, knowing that people are there longer. But that said, they are different in different regions of the world, which brings us on to the next section. What makes a good test cruise? So what makes a good test cruise? Well, a 2 to 4 night itinerary is kind of the sweet spot. You don't want it too long and you don't want just one night because you're not going to get a feeling of what it's like to sleep on board for a start, and you're not going to get an experience of what it's like for a sea day if it's too short. So you are looking for something between 2 and 4. With a sea day, so you can feel what it's like when you're not having to get off the boat, when you're just on the boat, to make sure you don't get any claustrophobic feelings or that you can handle just being at sea, sometimes not even seeing land. That can be a bit freaky for some people. You do want one that actually has dining options, so not too small a cruise ship. You want some entertainment on board as well. So don't go for the smallest cruise ship you can find, and don't go for the biggest because that will be sensory overload if you go on one of the big Royal Caribbeans. Choose like a medium ship on a short itinerary with dining options, a cabin, and some entertainment, just to give you a taste of all the things that a cruise will involve. So some examples by region in the world. of cruises that you could take that are short and good for testing. I'll start with Asia, mainly because I live here and I've tried one. I tried a Royal Caribbean one that was 3 nights, I think, from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur and back again. They also do this from Singapore all the way up to Penang, Langkawi, and even Phuket on the 4 and 5 night ones. And these will give you a good taste both of a Royal Caribbean ship and of what the ports are like. Now they're cheap, they're short, and they are busy, just as a warning. People do like their short holidays over here in Asia, but that's some of the options. Now there's also Disney. If you're with a family, Disney can do short cruises as well, and Princess offer a couple. If you live in America, there are plenty of options for tester cruises or for short cruises, especially on the East Coast and especially in Florida, which is like the cruising capital of the world. Now, Royal Caribbean and Carnival will offer weekend cruises out to the Bahamas or to the Caribbean, and you can jump on one of those for very little money just to test if cruising is for you. The Mediterranean, just like Florida, is one of those places where you can almost walk across it for the number of cruise ships there, which is good. It means both you get a decent price and there are lots of options for short cruises. One of the ones that we like is a little bit smaller. It's called Celestial, and it cruises around the Greek islands. And the reason we think it's quite special is they do 3-night and 4-night cruises, so you can get your test. It's an older ship. It's a little bit cheaper if you're just doing this as a finding your feet exercise. And also, on a lot of their cruises, they do 2 ports in one day because the Greek islands are pretty close together. So you can actually visit Mykonos and Paros in one day, or Rhodes and Kos in one day, and for a much less price than you would pay for a 7-night cruise. If you're looking for a tester that's a bit more traditional, of course you have MSC and you have Costa Cruises in the region as well. And another big area for cruising is Australia and New Zealand, and short cruises often run out of Sydney and Brisbane, less so out of New Zealand that we've seen. But these will do little trips either to nowhere, which we wouldn't advise for your first cruise, or just across to the either to Hobart and Tasmania at the bottom, or up the coast to Cairns and the Whitsunday Islands, and a little bit longer because they just to the distance. They'll do cruises across to Mystery Island and Vanuatu, the happiest island in the world, apparently. Okay, just a few tips before we finish up. Try not to book a party boat for your first cruise. Now, party boats can be great, of course they can, but if you're doing this to see if you can go on a longer boat, then a 3-night comedy cruise or a 3-night party boat might not give you a proper impression of what it's like over the 7 days. So if you get a chance, try to book something that actually goes somewhere and actually is just a short cruise to somewhere and back, not done for New Year's Eve or a party. Also, if you get a chance, book a balcony or an ocean view cabin, mainly just to have the experience of opening the door and seeing your view change every single day, because that's what you get on a cruise that you don't get in a hotel, in a resort, or in the city. Also, make sure you've got time to explore the ship, so don't be off the boat from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. You're there to test the cruise, so make sure you test the cruise. Make sure you test the restaurants, test the facilities, check the entertainment, and make sure that it's for you. And of course, the most important question is, ask yourself the question, can you do this for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days? And this little 3 or 4 day snippet will definitely give you the answer to that question. Now, cruising isn't for everyone, but these little short cruises are a good, cost-efficient way of testing if it is for you before you drop that $5,000 on a week's cruise that you end up hating after that week. Nobody wants to do that. Now, if it has been useful, please press that like button and consider subscribing. And if you want to know what other cruising's like, we've done Greek ferries, we've done the casino cruises, which are day cruises out from Penang. And we've also taken recently our first ever full-length cruise, which was the Explora 1 from Istanbul to Athens. And that's the one that made us think, yes, cruising is for us. You can check those out on the channel. And again, hopefully this has been useful. If so, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.